Morning everybody. I've had a lot of questions on how I set up my jog wheel pendant with Flashcut. This is the Shuttle Pro 2 pendant, and as everybody knows, that Flashcut doesn't provide any kind of plug-in that works with this pendant as Mach 3 does in their software. So you kind of have to rig this thing and program it so it is functional like the Mach setup is. And the challenge with it is how to get the jog wheel to work with 3 different axes. At least that's where I was kind of stuck. All the buttons are pretty straightforward. All you're doing is using their software to assign keystrokes to the buttons. So that's pretty easy. And programming the wheel actually wasn't bad once I kind of figured it out. The trick is that you have to set up 3 different target applications in their software. And the reason for that is that when you use the wheel, like if you apply the function of this wheel to be jogging X minus and X plus, then you can't use that wheel to jog Y or Z because it's already been assigned. But what you can do is set up a separate target application where that is assigned for Y and another one where it's assigned for Z. Kind of like using the pendant with custom settings on 2 pieces of software. Obviously they're not going to be the same for each. And the way that you make that work is, once you've got them written, is that you can go in and program a button to switch between them, which is what I did. So I'll just walk through what I've got here to show you how I did it. So this first button, button 1, I've assigned to switch settings. So when you push that on the pendant, it defaults to the next target application, which in this case is Flashcut Y. You press it again, it goes to Z. Press it again, it goes back to X. So the only downside to doing it this way is that you don't really know which mode you're in. You kind of have to keep just mental track of where you are. And so far it really hasn't been a problem. I kind of start with X, then I go to Y, and then I go to Z. It'd be nice if you had some kind of little indicator on the screen that would tell you, but I haven't figured out how to do that. So let's just go through the buttons here. So button 1 is switch. Button 2 is W, which is slow jog speed. Button 3 is medium jog speed. 4 is fast, etc. These are just keystrokes right off of the Flashcut software. Button 5 was continuous mode. And then these next ones are a little trickier. 6 is the 100,000th jog, and 7 is 10,000th jog, and 8 is 1,000th jog. In order to do that, you have to use a macro, because it's a combination of keystrokes that the normal recorder can't record. And so I use the key composer here to set up a new macro, new group, and then I just use the step 1 is press O and step 2 is down arrow, and you save those and just assign those macros to the pendant or to the button, and it seems to work. The wheel is, let's see, the wheel I just applied the same keystroke. So when I turn the wheel left, it goes control left arrow, which is negative X. Control right is positive X. And I don't understand why it does the step that it does, but on my machine it increments in about 5/10 steps. Doesn't seem to have any, doesn't matter what you set the frequency on, but to me that was pretty good. And then the outer wheel you apply the same way. Let's see, that would be like Shuttle. So if you take this wheel and you turn it to the 1 o'clock position, it's going to do control right arrow, which goes to the right. And I put those all in hold down mode so that it would continue as long as you held the wheel in that position. And it'll move at the rate at which you've got the whichever one of these set, so slow, medium, or fast. Alright, so let me just do a little demo here. So I'll set my machine at 0. Oops, 0. And I'll take my pendant. Actually, let me back this up a little bit so you can see. Okay, so here's the pendant as I've got it labeled with my toggle and the speeds and the increments. So I'll just set this, I know it's at X, medium. So when I jog this to the left, it goes negative. To the right, it's positive. Fast. Let me zero this again. And I'll show you the intervals. So if I want to move 100 thousandths at medium, it does that. If I want to go 10 thousandths slow, I hope you can see that. I didn't mean to drop that off the screen. And then the toggle. So if I press the XY button, now it's in Y mode. So Y continuous at medium. There it goes. If I go to Z, now it's in Z mode. And the small wheel, you can see it moves in tiny steps. So that's pretty much it. It's really not that hard to do. But if anybody would like to see the files, once you write these, you can export them, which I saved them. So there's 3 small files here that define these target applications, and I'll put my email in the text below. So if you'd like a copy of what I've got, I'd be happy to email it to you. All right, good luck, and hope yours comes out good.